presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Black Horse. We are MC.
Royals baseball from Oakland, California. And after taking a shot to the gut last night, the Royals have a quick turnaround. And if they can win today, they can still win the series from the Oakland A's. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. It has been a long stretch of games. This is game 20 today in a stretch of 20 games in 20 days. It's the end of a long road trip. There are many words, Hud, to describe this road trip. Boring would not be one of them.
I would definitely agree with you once again, partner, because look, we all are accustomed to the roller coaster ride that this Royals team can put us on. From Yachty's grand slam, the cat that meowed. Hey, look, we're way past that now. Oh, we had to go back there again, another slam. Look, now they've been able to turn the page. They go to Chicago, the milkman, where he once played, stepped up. This is exactly what they need. Timely hits from some clutch players. But Cam Gallagher, a Cam slam? Oh, that was not in the picture at all, but the love has been spread, and now they're back in their winning ways now until last night.
That was a 6-run bottom of the 8th inning for the A's right after the Royals scored 5 runs in the top of the 8th. So this series is even at 1 game apiece. Danny Duffy took the loss in the game on Friday night in Chicago. You could tell when he left the mound, he was really mad, and I get the feeling he wants the ball today.
They're all not feeling too comfortable after that loss last night, but they got over it. Now today's a new day. Duffy, and that anger, vent it down in the zone just like that. It's really important that he throws that pitch right there. That back legger to the righties. That's what Dave Island was telling me. The big key for him today, keep it down, use that defense, and go home with a W.
And as much as this has been a roller coaster ride for the Royals on this road trip, with a victory today, the Royals can go home at 4-4 after this long road trip. you by Academy Sports and Outdoors for all for less. And it is beautiful outdoors in Oakland, 68 degrees with nothing but sunshine. And if you think the ball carries here at night, and we saw 6 home runs last night, it really carries here during the day. This will be the Royals' last meeting with the Oakland A's, and it's also their last game against a team in the American League West. The Royals will finish with a winning record against teams in the West after finishing 14 games under 500 against the West last year. And speaking of the West, we'll keep an eye on that Angels Nationals game. The Angels lead 3-2 in the top of the 9th inning. Royals are trying to chase them down in the wild card. And today the Royals will be facing a pitcher they've never seen before. And here is their lineup. Same lineup as Ned Yost posted last night in a game where the Royals scored 8 runs, 8 hits, and hit 3 home runs. And that pitcher the Royals have never seen before is 23-year-old right-hander Paul Blackburn.
This young man here's got 50 2/3 innings in, 250 league hitting off of him, fastball, slider, changeup, and a curve. A finesse pitcher. He's not overpowering. He's a little bit like Jake Junis, kind of a sinker ball guy. Kind of keep that sinker down, finish guys off with his slider. Changeup's not bad, but he's a guy who will throw strikes. Defensively, the A's. Garneau, he's young, catcher. This is his 4th start of the year. Take advantage of him. Get on base, see if you can rip him off.
It's been a trend for the Royals in the second half. They have the most stolen bases in the major leagues. Whit Merrifield takes a strike.
12:37.
Whit has reached in the first inning of the first 2 games of the series, stolen a base and scored both times. That is deep but foul to the left field side. Royals last night scored 3 runs after the first 4 batters came to the plate. They had an early 3-0 lead and would not score again until the 8th inning. Chapman charges from third, close, but out, 1 away.
Chapman, good athlete, strong arm, very quick from glove to hand and throwing stroke.
We have not seen any signs of this poor A's defense so far in this series. They have the most errors, the most unearned runs in the major leagues, but they have been errorless so far.
Yeah, that ball that Haas hit at 110 at Jed Lauer yesterday, that would have ate a lot of guys up. He's able to keep it in front of him and get it out of it.
Kane taken all the way. Like he
didn't even have his hands on the bat.
Caught by surprise.
Yeah, he didn't have his hands on the bat. Top hand was off. It's all right.
Well, he's hitting .529 against the A's this year, so he's going to see if he can add to those numbers. Hitting with 1 hand today.
Lava hot.
And 400 on the road trip. Lorenzo Cain against the A's this year has come to the plate 21 times, and he has reached 13 times. That would be a .619 on base percentage. 2-2.
Impressive. He wanted to offer it that slider there. Good discipline. Aggressive in the strike zone is what Dale Swain preaches. When they do that, they put the ball in play and they pressure defenses.
Inside, 3-2.
Three and two early. Jump on a heater here. No. Take the base.
So he's on base again against Oakland this season. 1 on, 1 out.
40-second walk. second place as far as walks go behind Haas. Haas has 46 for the ball club. Not a very patient offense, obviously, but they get the job done.
Eric Hosmer drove in a run in the first inning on Monday night. He drove in 2 in the first inning last night. To the right side, Lowry. They get the out at second, and no double play.
We all know from watching this offense too, little things turn into big things. Haas running that ball out. Not had a little bit of hops on it there with the bounce, so it gave him a time to get there, but he's running hard.
Number 53, Melky.
By beating that out, 2 outs, you got the milkman coming up who could do some damage. Could score Haas from a gapper here from first base. Pretty fair, but you mentioned it, Rhino. There's no marine layer here tonight. I mean, today. It's going to fly. The ball is just going to has a vacuum. Just sucks the ball out of the ballpark. Just get under it. Look up. Especially a sinker baller, you want to look him up. See it up.
Melky has hit 2 home runs, and he has driven in 9 on the trip. Two and 0. Two balls, 1 strike.
You know, Melky, he seems like he has really good plate discipline, and when you look down at his numbers coming into today, he's got 400. This is 460th at bat. He's got just 30 walks, so I expected to see a higher walk total from him. By the way, he's patient up there though. Doesn't jump around. That's why it appears that has better plate discipline. But he likes to swing it.
Well, the other side of that is he doesn't strike out very often.
Yeah, just 60.
Full count. So Hosmer will get an early break. Ryan Healy, the A's first baseman, lets Blackburn know that he's going to play behind Hosmer, so don't turn and fire one over there because nobody's standing at first, and with all the foul ground here in Oakland, that's an easy first to third for the runner. Line base hit left center field. It'll roll deep. Davis does a good job of cutting it off, and that saved a run. First and third, 2 down.
Beautiful swing. Stayed inside the baseball. Wasn't trying to juice him and pull him. He just went right with it, like a lot like that nice base hit he had last night. And this almost was able to plate Haas.
Mike Moustakas.
Rajai Davis, he knows how to take the right route to the ball. He cut that off perfectly.
So Mike Moustakas, 35 home runs. He is 1 away from the Royals record. It is 35th last night. He takes inside for ball 1. So 1 away from the all-time Royals record, but our Kubota power stats will show us that last night with his 35th home run, he has established a new Royals record for a left-hand batter, passing Big John Mayberry, who had 34 in 1975. His home run here last night was just the 2nd home run he's ever hit in this ballpark. He has really struggled in Oakland in his career.
.413 feet. It worked.
So if you think it's been a while since someone has broken the Royals record, you're right, but they're still down the list for other players who have held on to the team record for a long time. That's off of Chapman's glove, and Hosmer will score, so no home run, but Moustakas takes advantage of the open left side of the infield, and the Royals have scored in the first inning in each of the 3 games of this series.
Nice of Moose right here to recognize the ball up and away and go that way. Not being pole conscious, thinking about that Balboni record. He's looking to just get the run in.
Number
Nice job.
37,
He went with that
Brandon
pitch
Moss.
nicely. Chapman almost robbed him.
Brandon Moss with 2 on 2 out. And that gets away from Garneau and puts 2 in scoring position. That could be a pass ball.
Yeah, it looked like it. I heard glove. No bounce, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's a ball's got to be caught.
And it is a pass ball.
Yeah, I saw him working with Jensen, their catching instructor, yesterday, doing a lot of work in the bullpen. Marcus Jensen, who is the assistant hitting coach, but he doubles as a catching instructor as well.
Two and one on Moss. He was 0 for 4 last night. He was not in the lineup on Monday. Brandon Moss hit 76 home runs for the A's between 2012 and 2014. 2-2. 76 home runs, 220 driven in. And his Oakland A's career ended at Kauffman Stadium one magical night, 2014. Not so magical for him.
No, that's one of the greatest baseball games I've ever witnessed. Home crowd, nobody left. Just got no tomorrow. It was a one and done. You know, this is it.
And he was the story if the Royals don't win that game.
No question.
Pitch number 26. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Remember a couple of homestands ago, you were talking about Mikey Matuk. He hit that big home run late in the game, and you said, you know, he's got a chance to be the talk of baseball with that clutch home run. Well, the Royals ended up winning that game, and nobody remembers a home run he hit. Well, it would have been all about Brandon Moss had the A's won that wild card game. He will take a walk. And the Royals' long inning continues. It's an even longer inning for Blackburn. He's thrown 27 pitches. And he'll be joined at the mound by his catcher and his pitching coach, Scott Emerson, who took over for the A's in the middle of June when their longtime pitching coach and former A's pitcher Kurt Young was let go.
You know, that might have been a smart walk by Paul Blackburn. It's because Escobar is coming up. Even though Esky has a nice batting average with them loaded and runners in scoring position, Moss can take you deep in a heartbeat. So the base was open, bases are loaded, 2 outs. Let's see what he can do. He's done very well with runners in scoring position this season. And that's a good sign for a pitcher that can make that pitch to get out of the inning when he's in trouble. Escobar has hit over 400 on this road trip.
Chops it to third. And it is a fair ball, a late call, but a fair ball. So Chapman steps on the bag to force out Moustakas. Escobar thought it was foul. Melky Cabrera, the runner coming down from third, thought it was foul. It is not reviewable. So the Royals get one out of all that. Danny Duffy will take the mound for the 20th time this year when we come back. Gives the Royals a 1-0 lead. And here are the Oakland A's, who rely so much on home runs. They scored early last night, hitting 3 home runs, but their 6-run bottom of the 8th inning last night did not include a home run. Rajai Davis is in the starting lineup for the first time in this series.
You know, you got to credit Oakland for attacking like that. I mean, the resiliency of them, it was very impressive by their offense.
Especially having the 2nd worst record in the American League. And you take a lead into the 8th inning. And the Royals score 5. They hit 3 home runs.
Those teams are
very easy to be deflated after that.
They're putting the flag up there. But look, that, you know, impressive. But, you know, they've tied with the Royals for most runs at that point of the game. Close. Really close.
Yeah, both the Royals and the A's have 9 wins this year, trailing after 7 innings. Now, technically, that did not count for the A's because they were not trailing after 7. But they ended up trailing when they came to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. Had him reaching. It is a tough sun field during the afternoon, especially on the left side, and there is nothing routine hit in the air to left.
Nope. Our forward around the horn Royals defense, Danny Duffy. He's induced 13 double plays this season because he's matured enough to know that he's not looking for the strikeout. He wants to pitch to the defense. So he's able to take enough off the pitch that the hitters get the top of the ball and they ground it out. There was a time in his career and a lot of hard throwers' career when they're young, trying to blow it by him, step off the mound. Look at the miles per hour on the scoreboard. See how hard I was throwing. I'm going to get the strikeout. But it's about outs. And once you mature, you get old enough, and you save your pitch count, and you're smarter. He learned how to pitch. And he has 3 excellent pitches, Danny Duffy. That fastball of his, he can move that around inside, outside, mainly inside to righties. It sets up his lethal changeup on the outside part of the plate. But Drew Butera and Dave Island were telling me today The back leg slider breaking ball is his pitch today. Powerful bats, these Oakland A's. That's how they win their games, with power. So you pitch under their bats. That breaking ball, let's keep an eye open for that. Fastball, breaking ball, changeup. That breaker, that's going to be the one against the righties. Back-legged. Tied.
Did not quite get to the back leg.
Nope, found a hole with it.
Simeon is on with 1 out.
And if it stays up, it could get hit. But it's really, it wasn't bad. It was down. Wasn't a bad location.
Batting third.
It's a good piece of hit.
He has swung the bat well in this series. Remember when they were at Kauffman Stadium in April and how bad he looked at the plate? Remember, we thought, boy, he sure doesn't look like he's picking up the ball. And there was one game with some shadows, but he was behind everything. Well, come to find out, he was hurt and ended up having surgery on his wrist. So that's why his game was off early in the season. So he's missed a big chunk of the season. He was out from the middle of April until early July. Jed Lowry, he started that 6-run bottom of the 8th inning last night with a double. And he doesn't look like someone who would be leading the league in doubles. And there's one to the gap in right center. Simeon took an aggressive turn around second, but he'll hold. And Lowry has a single. So 2 on with 1 out. Our Toyota League leaders, Jed Lowry and Jose Ramirez of the Indians, tied for the Major League lead with 38 doubles. And it was a double for Lowry last night to get that 6-run bottom of the 8th going. And now Chris Davis. He hit his 33rd home run last night in the 3rd inning. Duffy with a fastball at 94. You were talking about Duffy not reaching back and throwing as hard as he can these days, but he can still, when he needs it, he can still get 95, 96.
Believe it, and it's nice to have that in your tank.
No swing.
Speed the bats up, slow them down. That's what the whole key is with the fastball changeup combination of Duffy. Chris Davis just hitting 205 off of lefties. Only 3 homers.
Didn't have a very good swing there. 1 and 2.
Well, as we learned last night, you know, we talk about certain splits. You know, the left fielder Joyce, he wasn't supposed to hit left-handers. He's hitting just right at 200 against lefties. Minor left him a pitch up out over the plate, and he won the game for him by going off the wall left field. So, you know, the numbers, they tell you the overall story, but not the day-to-day stuff.
Duffy strikes out Davis. Big home runs, big strikeouts for Chris Davis. That is his 155th strikeout.
Very nice. Duffy started him out hard and finished him hard. 93 away.
That is the 3rd most strikeouts for any hitter in the American League. Miguel Sano leads the American League, then Aaron Judge, then Chris Davis.
Did you get a chance to see that play that Sano made yesterday in the Cleveland game? That play off the 3rd, I thought that was Machado for a minute. I didn't know he had that kind of style or game in him. He's a good-looking 3rd baseman. This year has really helped him. You know, Mahler said, hey, it's your job. You take it. Kid Sano is becoming a nice 2-way player.
Minnesota and Cleveland will play again tonight. Cleveland won the first game of that series last night, so their lead over the Royals and the Twins is 6 to Moustakas. So Duffy gives up a pair of 1-out singles, but no runs, and at the end of 1, the Royals lead 1-0. The big story is kind of an old story, but it just gets more and more impressive. The Los Angeles Dodgers, they beat the White Sox 6-1 last night. They are 50 games above 500, and we still have a little more than 25% of the regular season to play. They are on pace for 115 wins. Arizona and Colorado, they're having great years. Unexpectedly good years. Those two teams are 13 games above 500, and they're 18.5 games out in their division.
Wow.
So kind of takes us back to the 2001 Seattle Mariners and how good they were, because even the Dodgers pace right now would not match what Seattle did. They won 116 games.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was the great Ichiro Suzuki's first year, and Boone was playing second base and hitting homers left and right. Ken Griffey Jr. was out there doing his thing.
1-2 on Alex.
Was Junior gone by then?
I want to say that was done without Griffey, A-Rod, or Randy Johnson.
I'm thinking about 95. I'm having flashbacks. Sorry, that was 01. Yeah, they were gone by.
That was part of the story of that team, that those three franchise players they had were gone, and then they won 116 games.
Boone was the second baseman, though.
Yeah. Alex rolls it out to the second baseman, Lowry. Royals got a run in the first inning. They also had the bases loaded with 2 down, and Paul Blackburn got Alcides Escobar to ground out. So it could have been a lot worse. Blackburn had to throw 28 pitches in that first inning. And here's Drew Butera. We would have had a lot more discussion about Butera had the Royals finished off the A's last night, but he had a clutch 2-run home run against Santiago Casilla to kickstart that 5-run top of the 8th inning last night. Kia puts us in the driver's seat, and it's still a hole in the Royals lineup not having Salvador Perez, but this is what Cam Gallagher and Drew Butera have done in the last 12 games, hitting over 300, well over 300, with 7 runs driven in and 7 runs scored, and a slugging percentage at .500. On Monday night, Cam Gallagher's first major league home run was a grand slam.
They're slowly but surely, they're picking it up. There's no question. First few games, it was a little bit rough. Drew was struggling a little bit behind the plate, and then the ERA of the starting staff and the bullpen, that's kind of when they went down in a little valley. They were in their little losing streak. But then now they're coming, finishing strong.
Two and two. Paul Blackburn is a local kid. Grew up in Brentwood, California, about 50 miles east of Oakland. Chapman has a strong arm. 2 down. Paul Blackburn, born in Antioch, grew up in Brentwood, and was a Giants fan, but attended more A's games because it was much closer. And he was here for one of the most memorable games on this field for a pitcher. He was here when Dallas Braden threw a perfect game in 2009 against Tampa Bay Rays. That's lined out to center field. Rajai Davis is there. So after that long first inning, Blackburn faces only 3 in the second inning.
Mount here in Oakland as the Royals leading early in this one, and beautiful day for baseball. Joel Goldberg out in right field, and up and down the line here you could see a lot of Duffy jerseys before the game as they were trying to catch a glimpse of Danny warming up in the bullpen. And we know this much, Danny has had good success here at the Coliseum. And his first career win came here back in June of 2011. That was just his 6th career outing. And guys, his parents are here, of course, today. About a 4.5-hour drive from Lompoc. And talking to Dan Duffy, he said that first win back in 2011 seems like it was 20 years ago. He said there were over 100 people here that day from Lompoc and plenty of other parts around California. Much less today, but still his parents, relatives, friends, some coaches are here. And I thought this was interesting. We know that Dan can get pretty amped up and fired up as a parent. He said he was so nervous that day, but he learned from Jason Vargas's dad, Joe, on one of those father trips earlier in the year or in the past. Joe said to him, look, there are 3 results that could happen here when your son's on the mound. He can get a win, he could get a loss, he could get a no decision. The rest is gravy. So Dan says he tries to adhere to that. I said, how's it going? He said, a little better than 2011.
Look at him. I love it.
Now we know where Danny's fire comes from.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was actually a subdued version of Dan Sr. We've seen him get more fired up than that. Chad Pinder, Matt Chapman, Matt Joyce coming up here in the 2nd inning. There he is. Look at that, just he has some space.
But he's still on the edge of his seat, though. He's into it.
Three and 2 on Chad Pinder, who was playing in right field for the A's today. He played at second base on Monday. Another former high round draft pick that's getting a chance to play almost every day. 2nd round pick in 2013.
He's got some pop. You can tell by the way he swings that bat. Them wrists. He's got quick wrists, quick hands. He's generated some bat speed coming through there. 10 homers already. 185 at bats.
Escobar backhands, and Pinder is out number 1. Harvesters, the Royals and Price Chopper are teaming up against the Greater Cleveland Food Bank and the Cleveland Indians for the Step Up to the Plate food drive. It's a friendly competition to help fight hunger. So bring your canned goods and peanut butter to Kauffman Stadium on Saturday prior to the Royals game against the Indians. And if you look or like to learn about more ways to get involved in the fight against hunger, visit royals.com/step-up-to-the-plate.
Is that Deanna Duffy?
I think it is.
A row down from Mr. Duffy. There she is. That woman, she caught her son Danny Duffy when he was throwing 85 to 90. How many moms do you know would be catching your son with that kind of velocity coming at you? That's incredible.
Well, she played in men's leagues, baseball men's leagues. So
that's why.
So to answer your question, a very small percentage.
Yeah, I don't know how many fathers would get behind there. I don't know if I didn't have a mask. I'm not going back there.
Matt Chapman hitting .222 with 8 home runs, but he's really picked it up since the All-Star break. His slugging percentage since the break has been over .600. Two and two. Chapman, another one of those young players the A's are hoping to build around. First round sandwich pick 3 years ago out of Cal State Fullerton. Fastball got him looking. That is Duffy's second strikeout. Little tap of the toe for Dad. A little applause from Mom. 2 down in the second inning.
That's right. Duffy gets all 3 of those pitches working. It's tough now. That ball is too close to take. And Chapman, you got to go. That's too close to take. You got to be hacking. If you don't hack, they'll send you back. There you go. Now we're not getting the vocal anymore. We're just getting the body language fist bump.
Well, if we get some men on base later in the game, score, tie, maybe a run here, a run there, he will be out of his seat. I guarantee you that. Matt Joyce, he had the big hit when the A's scored 6 in the 8th inning last night. That 3-run double off the left field wall that put the A's in front. They would add 1 more run after that. And Matt Joyce is the only left-hand hitter that Bob Melvin put in the lineup against Duffy, and the numbers will tell you why. So Boog Powell, Bruce Maxwell, Matt Olson, they will sit this one out. And if Matt Joyce could take a Mike Minor fastball at 95 off the wall in left field, well, Bob Melvin says I'll put him back in the lineup again against Duffy.
Good call by the manager. Melvin's the perfect manager to help rebuild these young players here. He has a real good way of players. You know, Buck Showalter was just here with the Orioles, and Melvin worked with Buck with the Arizona Diamondbacks, so he knows all about it. Buck Showalter was raving about Melvin's ability to work with players and the fact that he knows their language, he knows their heartbeat. And, you know, he's a right man in the right spot for these guys. Plus, you have a couple of veterans like Joyce. You need some of those guys. A Lowry, a Joyce, you know, kind of helps police that clubhouse for Melvin. Veteran players do a lot for the skipper.
3 up, 3 down. Duffy strikes out 2 in the inning. He has 3, and Dan says that's my boy out there. Another festive day at the Oakland Coliseum. The Royals lead 1-0.
For bike racing at the Coliseum.
Here at Rickey Henderson Field. And just a reminder, as you enjoy Cold One, to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. You know we'll have something for you.
Leading off the top of the third inning for Kansas City.
1-0 Royals. They got that run in the first inning against Paul Blackburn. Mike Moustakas had a single off the A's third baseman Matt Chapman's glove that scored Eric Hosmer. Lorenzo Cain reached in that inning with a walk. So he has come to the plate 22 times against Oakland this year and has reached base in 14 of those 22 plate appearances. How does a .636 on base percentage sound to you?
Wish I had it when I played. I'll tell you that.
That would be Lorenzo Cain against the A's this year.
I would have paid a few more bills. Way to go. Get on base. That's what it's all about in this game. Get on so you can score. Ooh. And how good has he been down that right field line? You know, he lets that ball travel deep to the catcher's glove, and then he puts his ace swing on it. That's the whole key to driving that ball down the right field line. That home run he hit at Fenway Park, that was nice.
Two and two. Full count. Eric Hosmer is on deck. He'll be followed by Melky Cabrera. If anybody gets on, Mike Moustakas.
Key is to foul those tough borderline pitches off. You foul those guys off, get another shot, wait for the one that's even better. Doesn't want to walk him. Oh,
he's on again. 23 plate appearances against the A's this year and on base 15 times. And he's on to begin the top of the third inning.
He tommyhawked that. Well, look at that. That's a breaking ball at the top of the zone. He stayed right on top and directed it right back up the middle. 85 mile an hour and beautiful. Look at the swing. Good and level. The bat head stays in the hitting zone a long time. That's how a hitter's allowed to use the whole field and hit for a higher average.
Eric Hosmer drove in 4 of the Royals' 8 runs last night with a 2-run double in the first inning and then a 2-run home run to the opposite field, deep to the opposite field in the 8th.
I think he's got that in him again, especially in the day game here. Let's check it out last night. Oh, that's a fastball right down the middle of the plate, a little bit on the outer half, but Haas is able to let the ball travel and put that level swing on it, a lot like Lorenzo's Cain swing we just saw. Staying down through the ball.
It was Hosmer's second consecutive season with at least 20 home runs. He had 25 last year. And on our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard, he joined Steve Balboni, Mike Sweeney, John Mayberry, and Jeff King as Royals first baseman with multiple 20 home run seasons. Lot of foul ground, and it did not quite reach the seats, but that was a long run for the third baseman Chapman. He was the closest to it. The most foul territory in the major leagues is right here at the Oakland Coliseum.
Better believe it. And the highest sky. Okay, you might think, well, what does that mean? Well, there's more blue in this ballpark that surrounds this stadium than any other ballpark because it's back further. It's a Coliseum. It's back, so there's more open air. A lot of the modern ballparks are higher. They're built higher and over the top, so it cuts the blue down from the players that are out there trying to find that ball, especially in day games. And before they had that structure, Mount Davis, man, the wind would come in and out of there and blow. I mean, it was a totally different ballpark without that big structure.
Remember the Gladiators used to complain about that here when they would let the lions loose on the field. Yeah. Because it was a Coliseum that, it was harder to see the lions on this side of the bay as opposed to Candlestick, which was much taller.
Yeah.
And the survival rate at Candlestick for the Gladiators was much higher than it was over here.
Well, it may sound weird, Rhino, but man, having played out there on this field before, just barely got back in there. You got to wear sunglasses. Now I know that they like to wear those modern type of glasses now, but the flip down of the premium, Locane was leaning. He was going on the 3-1 pitch. He's going on the 3-2 pitch. Just barely got back in there. Locane very relaxed when he gets his leads. He looks comfortable, and that's important. It's the same as hitting. If you're tense and tight as a hitter, you're not going to be able to react as quickly. Now, when he's running over there, he's loose and relaxed, and he's able to get to those fast twitch muscles quickly when you're loose and relaxed. Everything in baseball is fast twitch.
Now he's running, and it is inside. So Hosmer walks, and the Royals have 2 on, nobody out in the 3rd inning. You can get closer to the action at Kauffman Stadium with our Royals Memories program. Choose amongst a variety of unique opportunities, including watching summer fireworks on the field this Friday night. All experiences are available for purchase each game. There's a couple of fans right there who got a chance to go on the field right before fireworks. Just download the Ballpark app, the MLB.com Ballpark app, pick upgrades, and select once in a lifetime experiences.
I wondered who those folks were that were walking out on the field. After games, we're up here doing the wrap up, and I'd see a bunch of them go out there and enjoy the fireworks show. So that's how they're getting out there.
Melky singled to left center field in the 1st inning.
Same kind of swing as what Melky wants here. To stay out of a double play. Don't roll it. Think opposite field. Unless it's a hanger like that. Almost got him over.
Just Dustin Garneau, known as a good defensive catcher.
Paul Blackburn, sinker ball pitcher. He's induced 7 ground ball double plays. If you're a hitter and you try to pull a pitch that's outside, you're going to hit it on the ground. Melky, excellent from the left side of the plate, going to the opposite field. It's good the Royals have been picking up their running game. That gets in the back of the mind of a pitcher and of a catcher. And anything that can distract that pitcher from his target, advantage goes to the hitter who's looking for the mistake.
It's a good pitch, trying to keep it down to get that ground ball and double play, but Melky wouldn't go for it. 2-0. Two and one. At times, we've seen this aggressive Royals team face a pitcher like Paul Blackburn Or like Chris Smith, whose fastball didn't even reach 90 last night, muscle up, maybe get too aggressive and really play into the pitcher's strength. I thought they had a really good approach against Chris Smith last night, and they've done the same so far today against Blackburn. They are being more patient with this style of pitcher than they usually are.
I would agree. And just because the numbers didn't show it, the success, they were nailing the ball. They were hitting, they were barreling balls, they hitting right at people. Nothing you can do about that. But I agree, the approach has been really good.
Ouch.
And when you do that as a hitter, you tried to pull a pitch that was on the outer half. And that tells you that you swung at a bad pitch. Most of the time that happens. The ball's down. He's going to need a little time to shake that one off.
Well, when a hitter fouls the ball off of his foot or his shin or his knee, nobody really does anything. But when he fouls the ball off of that area, then that's why you see teammates covering their faces and their mouths, because they don't want him to see that they're laughing.
Man, and why would they be laughing? Look at him. Come on, guys. Look. You've all been there before. It's not very nice.
I've never understood that. I mean,
really?
If he, I mean, we were watching the game in the Nationals and the Angels in the dining room for lunch today, and Michael Taylor hit a foul ball, came up, hit him in the cheek. He was fine, you know, but everyone's concerned. Or he hit one off of his knee. Oh man, is he all right?
No one
but
laughing.
You foul one there, and everyone just falls over laughing. Oh, base hit left field. Kane will be held. It was hit hard, and Joyce played it on one hop. So Melky, pain and all, and he's still hurting. He's and he is not disguising what part of his anatomy is hurting, but he is 2 for 2 today.
You know you're a great hitter when you are out of breath.
Careful.
And you get a base hit like that, and that concentration, you're able to let that pain go. You're good. And
I don't know if having to run to first base was what he needed, but
no, but you know that actually that helps. That helps. It kind of bounces things around a little bit. But let me just tell you, Jershely did the right thing there. Joyce caught that ball cleanly, and had he sent Kane home, it'd have been out of the inning, or not out of the inning. They had it out. So with nobody out, you got Moose up. Perfect timing.
Last time up, Mike Moustakas had an idea of what Paul Blackburn was trying to do to him, pitch him away, and so he went with it and singled off of Chapman's glove at third and drove in the Royals' first run. No balls, 2 strikes. So Mike Moustakas has a chance right here to extend the Royals' lead. He has a chance to tie Steve Balboni's Royals record, 36 home runs, which has stood since 1985. Steve Balboni's 36th home run, by the way, I am told by Kevin Cedergan, our producer, was a solo home run. Got him to chase it. Wow, you will never, until right now at least, see Mike Moustakas offer it a pitch like that. I mean, a staple for him this year and his season has been how selective he has been, but look at how high this pitch was.
Well, you could just tell by that swing, right, that he's a little bit anxious. You know, he saw the guys, he saw the Cam slam the other day, and you know he's sitting on that number, and you know it just couldn't lay off. But they've got to be able to cash in here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Now there's one. They got to find a way.
Tried to get Moss to chase one upstairs. Brandon Moss walked in the first inning. Blackburn is nothing near a strikeout pitcher. And that's his first today, but he picked a great spot. He has only 21 strikeouts in over 52 innings. 1-1 on Moss.
When you're facing a sinker baller like that, you want to see him up to get a good pitch to drive. But when he comes up a little bit higher than that, that's the shock value of a sinker baller that can come upstairs and get that check swing from Moose. That's a good placement for that heater.
Didn't get the call. 2-1. Royals loaded the bases with 2 outs in the first inning. Blackburn got out of that with a ground ball. Royals had the bases loaded, nobody out here. Now the bases loaded, 1 out.
Better swing. Moss is 1 for 2 with a double with him loaded this year.
Blackburn only has 1 wild pitch. Get the feeling he might try and bury one right here. Outside. Try to go the backdoor breaking ball. It's 3-2.
Moss quietly and casually shaking his head yes. Yeah, that was a ball. Yep. Exhale. Take that deep breath. Exhale and blow it out. Relax.
Sharply hit right to Lowry. Blackburn and the A's get out of it. The Royals had the bases loaded and nobody out, with Moustakas and Moss coming up, and the Royals come up empty. Kansas City is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickup on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. By the Missouri Lottery, every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Ford, going further so you can. One nothing Royals to the bottom of the third inning. Dustin Garneau, number 9 hitter, leads off. Danny Duffy throws a strike. We have seen a lot of this around the American League, and this is Don Free's last trip to the Oakland Coliseum, so they honored him in between pitches, put his picture up on the big video boards here and made an announcement. Royals fans and A's fans gave him a nice round of applause. This is Don's 32nd and final year as Royals radio producer engineer.
Fantastic, Rhino. And you've gotten to work with him for how many years? You've been with him?
We are 19th.
Way to go. Nice to see him acknowledge, or them acknowledge, the hard work of the people behind the scenes. I believe Duffy wanted some more runs of support. Didn't get it. Doesn't change his approach at all. But he'd like to have one or two more. His job is to get out there and mix them up. Do what he's been doing. Keep him in the ballpark.
He did not go around. Mark Wegner is the first base umpire and the crew chief. It is 3-1 on Dustin Garneau. Not much of a hitter so far in his professional career. Batting 198 combined with the Rockies and the A's, and he's on with a leadoff walk. That is Duffy's first. And now leadoff man Rajai Davis. He popped out to short in the first inning. Low to Davis, ball one.
Duffy didn't walk a batter in his last start against the White Sox. Went 6 in the third.
Tied him up with a fastball in. Rajai Davis really turned himself into a really good big league player. He was a 38th round pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He is 36 years old. Didn't play a whole lot with Pittsburgh. Played a little bit with San Francisco, but really got his career going here with the A's, beginning in 2008 to 2010, then to the Blue Jays, then to the Tigers, and then hit that big home run for the Indians in Game 7 of the World Series last year. Duffy gets him with a fastball away. Danny has struck out 4, and that's the first out of the third inning.
Good pitch. And Davis, he's not showing too many signs of aging. As he reaches out of the strike zone for that one there, Duffy, good job keeping it out of the zone. If he'll swing, put it there. Little anxious. And Davis, 25 steals at 36 years old.
He led the league last year, led the American League last year with 43.
A strong finisher he has in his career. Good for him. He hustles too. I like the way he runs 90 feet.
Marcus Semien singled to left in the first inning. Ball is hit deep to left field and gone. Just over that yellow line above the left field scoreboard. Marcus Semien hits his 5th of the year, and the A's take a 2-1 lead.
That's why it's the walk into the number 9 batter that hurts on that one. Good easy swing, had enough height on it. We talked about how the marine layer is not during the day here, so the ball carries. Last night that ball could have been caught on the track, as thick and heavy as the air is here at Rickey Henderson Field.
Only 3 other teams in the major leagues rely on home runs for their offense than the A's. Ah! 0-2 on Jed Lowry. Almost 48% of their runs this year have come on home runs. Lowry goes the other way. Witt dives from his knees, out at first base.
That's right.
Good play by Whitley. That ball had a chance to be beaten out for an infield single because it wasn't hit all that well. But Whitley is able to take a perfect angle, throw from his knees, and you as a hitter want that hit in the worst way. Lowry, he's out. That's right. Whitley's been robbed a few times, and he's going to get anybody he can. Nice play for Duffy.
Hitter, number 2, Chris Davis.
Chris Davis with 2 down, nobody on. He did not have good swings against Duffy in the first inning. Danny ended up striking him out with a fastball, and he did not get a good read on that first pitch. 0-1. Doesn't it always seem that when one team has a golden scoring opportunity and they don't cash it in, that in the next half inning the other team scores? Well, the Royals had the bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the third, and Blackburn pitched out of it, and now the A's come back with 2 in the bottom of the third.
And that's a momentum shift right there. The Daubers down for the Royals as they leave the field. The A's come off the field and they're saying, all right, fellas, now let's get them. And they didn't get us, but let's get them. And the momentum changes like that. That's, I remember from being down there how to rally the troops and say, hey, let's go. They had their chance, now let's get them. Instead, had the Royals put it on in there and kept that rally going and scored a bunch of runs. Now they come in and go, oh man, we need to peck away here. Hard to explain. Baseball. No one's ever been able to figure it out.
Duffy has struck out 4, all with his fastball. That's how he got Davis in the first. And that was a swing, and that's Duffy's first swing and miss against one of his secondary pitches. Marcus Semien hits a 2-run home run, and Oakland takes the lead. Academy Sports and Outdoors with the Royals and the Indians. Before the game, kids enjoy face painters and activities in the outfield experience, and then player autographs at Signature Sundays on top of the dugout. After the game, kids 14 and under can run the bases in the Kansas City Zoo Fun Run. Yeah. Good bunt to third. Chapman picks it up, didn't get a good grip, and throws it away, and Escobar will probably end up at third base. No, he held. Now he goes. I don't know if he lost sight of the ball, but Escobar stopped at second base and then realized that he had time to go to third. So that was an expensive throwing error by Chapman. It is a single for Escobar, and he goes to third on an error 5.
Oh, glad to see Esky bringing this part of his game back. That's just his second bunt hit of the year. Chapman, where he makes the mistake is he double clutched as the bare hand. He has it. Now you see that. He almost lost it. You can't throw it. You have to put that in your pocket because you'll throw a triple every time down that line. And I was a little surprised that Escobar even hesitated at second base. There's a lot of foul territory down that line. Now let's see if they can get that run home again. You know, he's watching the play back there when really that play's behind you. You want to watch the third base coach. Whenever the play's behind you, look at him and he'll help you. But thankfully, he was able to recover and get to third. Alex wants to get the run home. Don't wait for anybody else to do it. Do it now. 1-1 count, nobody out. The infield's back. Stay away from the corners. Do the best you can to try to direct the ball up the middle of the field. Any ground ball, fly ball deep can get the run home. Execute here.
2-1.
That's your focus. Your focus wants to be right there up the middle, between second and third, any place there. Aim at the umpire if you want to there. Sitting in left center.
2-2. We've been showing you all the ugly defensive numbers for the A's this entire series, but that is their first error. Corner in. That was the one place where Alex could not hit a ground ball, and with Healy on the edge of the infield grass, Escobar has to stay put. One away. And now the A's will really apply the pressure with Drew Butera at the plate. They will bring in 3 of their 4 infielders all the way in.
And you know that the infielder that's not is the third baseman. He's back, and that gives him more range on any ball hit to his left or right. But the situation changes drastically with the out now. Before they were giving him the run, but now their infield's in. It's a little bit different situation, but same thought process for the hitter. Drew wants to stay back up the middle because when they pull in, the biggest hole in the diamond's right back up the middle by the pitcher.
0-2.
Missouri Lottery will show you kind of close where it is. It was off. Drew knows that. No wonder there was a little hesitation by home plate umpire James Hoy. That's good. Now you widen your strike zone as a hitter. Don't you dare let that umpire call you out on any borderline pitch. You got a hack to get that run in. You got Whitley behind you, but then there's 2 outs if you make it out. Puts a little more pressure on the hitter to get a clean hit. Right here, just put it in play and beat him. Find the hole. This could be Drew's big contribution of the day.
Too far outside. 1-2. Last inning, the Royals had the bases loaded with nobody out, and Blackburn got out of that. He got a strikeout against Moustakas, and then Moss hit it hard, but into a double play. Off of Simeon's glove, the Royals get a break. Escobar scores. The game is tied, but that was an inch away from being a play by Simeon at short, and a runner at third and 2 outs.
Give Drew a huge stink for that. He's thinking up the middle. Looked like a ball, you know, that most big league shortstops can handle, but maybe there was a little too much heat on it. Look at that. He had a little topspin knuckler to him, and that was the reason why he couldn't catch it. Had a little bit of movement on it. Ball coming off that bat, probably somewhere in the low upper 90s, maybe.
How about a little hit and run right here?
Nice call.
Put some pressure on Blackburn, who's a strike thrower, not a strikeout pitcher. You got the right guy at the plate
who can handle the bat. And it doesn't matter who you have running, really. Drew's got average speed.
Witt was taking a shot at right field.
Ideally, with 1 out, you put that play on, and that way, if it works successfully, you get that runner to third base with less than 2 and a better chance to score him. Nobody out. You risk the chance of running yourself out of a potential big inning. There it is, 3rd time through. Those are typical numbers. Once you've seen a guy enough the first 2 times around, that 3rd time, you get a better idea of what his pitches look like.
Witt lost a hit on a good play by the third baseman Chapman in the 1st inning, and then he lined to center in the 2nd.
Blackburn's throw over to first base was called and given to the catcher by Bob Melvin in the dugout. They called the pickoffs.
A long run for Pinder in right, and he's there. 2 outs. And now the A's will try and find a way to get Lorenzo Cain out. He has walked today. He has singled.
Number 6, Lorenzo.
And updating his numbers against the A's this year, he has come to the plate 23 times and has reached 15 times. Down and away, ball 1. There's the batting average portion of it, 10 out of 18.
Yep. Well over lava hot.
One and one.
Last home run off of Locane's bat was that home run off the pesky pole at Fenway Park on the 29th of July.
2 and 1. Three balls, 1 strike. Lorenzo has 12 home runs this year, 9 of which have been on the road. Center field deep. Davis is back. He's all the way back, and that's another home run on the road. Lorenzo Cain gets another base hit against the Oakland A's this year, and the Royals have 3 in the 4th inning. And of those 10 home runs on the road, 7 have been in the state of California.
How about it? Locane. He likes the real estate out here, but look, especially on a good hitter's count, driving one off the center field wall off of Mount Davis. Yeah, that's a loud sound. And a clutch home run. Locane can 13th.
So the Royals lead 4-2. That makes all the runs earned in this inning. Eric Hosmer reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st inning and scored the Royals' 1st run, and then he walked in the 3rd. 2 balls and no strikes. So here are the Royals answering the A's for a change. The A's just got 2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning to take the lead. Now Hosmer takes advantage of a wide open left side of the infield, and he's on with 2 outs.
Nice. Like how the fellas are giving the love sign now. More of them. Esky used to just give that little love sign, but now they're all doing it. They're all pulling on the same end of the rope. Good piece of hitting there. Yep. It's all about love. Chemistry. Look at that. 422 average when hitting the ball up the middle of the opposite field. He knows that.
Now batting,
That's why he's amongst the league lead in hits and average.
Simone Castro warms up in the A's bullpen. Paul Blackburn has not pitched fewer than 5 innings in any of his starts. Ball 1 inside to Melky. He has 2 singles, both to the opposite field today. Blackburn is the 2nd A's pitcher all time to go at least 5 innings in his first 8 career starts.
That speaks volumes. Even though nowadays it's a different game. Earlier decades, the job for the starting pitcher was to go 9. That's your job. Go eat up the whole game. You're going the whole way. And they were trained that way mentally. And now it's a little different with the relievers in this modern game today, how important they are to the game. Shorten the starters' game up to 5-6 innings is all they got to go.
Right on top of your game.
You would like the pitcher's mentality to be that of a guy, hey, I'm going all 9 today. You'd like that. But it's not that way. Some of these young pitchers are looking over their shoulder at the bullpen after 5 innings. 6 innings.
Well, that's how they've been raised, though, these days. It's not their fault.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They're not allowed to do that in the minor league.
Just talking about the differences in the way the game has evolved.
I hear it all the time, from longtime baseball people, scouts, player development. Back when we pitched, these guys, well, it's just not.
Yep.
They're not conditioned to do that anymore.
I understand that totally. And why would you when you got those flamethrowers at the back end of your pin now?
Royals get 3. 2 on a Lorenzo Cain home run to straightaway center field. Drew Butera drives in one. The Royals get 3 in the 4th inning and lead 4-2. Time for our sprint trivia question. Danny Duffy is a California native. He has 43 career wins, and we're going to ask you, name the 4 California-born pitchers to win 50 or more games with the Royals. Brett Saberhagen.
Okay. How about David Cone? Just a guess.
Kansas City kid.
Sorry.
Ryan Healy will lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. He lined to 3rd in the 1st inning. Hit it off the end of the bat. 1 down. How about Jeff Suppan?
Good guess.
Did he win 50? He was with the Royals for a long time. Yes, no, maybe? No.
Now batting right fielder, 18, Dan Pinder.
Kevin Apier.
Thought about it. Okay.
Was Larry Gura from California? One ball, 1 strike.
Ape lives in the Kansas City area now.
Brett Saberhagen was actually born in Illinois. Drafted by the Royals out of California, so that was incorrect.
Okay, so you have to be born in California then.
To be a native, yes.
Wow, that's tough. Come on, we're supposed to know that. Shouldn't be Chris.
That's why it's a trivia question,
well,
Bud.
Last night was hard too. The heck, we couldn't get Tim. It was Conroy. Tim Conroy. That was tough. Never would have got that.
So, okay, I guess we're not playing today.
No,
so
playing.
you take your ball and go home.
We're playing, but I got names, and when I throw them out there, I get laughed at, and I'm just guessing. We're going to see Buddy Black next week. I might as well throw Blackie in there. Bud Black.
There, that's right.
Hey,
all right. So there you go.
Right.
You know,
okay,
wipe your nose.
Okay, I'm back to play now.
Put your big boy pants on and play the game.
I feel better. I feel better. Thank you. All right.
It's so hard. How are we supposed to know that? 2-2 on Pinder.
Are you saying I was sniveling?
Yeah.
Well, I was, I guess. But look, how am I supposed to know where the guy's born? You just got to throw names out there.
And that's what we're doing.
Well,
welcome to the Royals trivia question, Hud. It's only game 120 on the year.
Were you born in California?
Yes, I was, but I did not win 50 games for the Royals.
No, you didn't. Now,
I broadcasted 50 games. Nice catch by the ball boy.
I was raised in California, but I wasn't born there.
And you didn't pitch and win 50 games for the Royals, so that would not be the answer to our trivia question. How about let's just name people who have been to California at some point in their lives associated with the Royals. Let's see how many we can come up with. See, Hud was born in Ohio, but now broadcast for the Royals.
No,
I was born in California. That's 2.
Tempe.
We have 648 left.
I was born in Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that it matters. Uh-oh. Yeah, perfect spot.
Pinder is on with 1 out. So Kevin Apier, Buddy Black. By the way, Larry Gura was a no.
And Suppan was a no.
Suppan was a no. Brett Saberhagen was a no. Steve Physiak, he's been to California before, but he hasn't pitched for the Royals.
Yep.
And he didn't win 50 games for the Royals, but strike to Matt Chapman.
How about Steve Busby?
There you go, Steve Busby. See how fun this is when you just throw names out there?
All right, I don't feel as bad now. I'll stop sniveling.
Oh, 2 on Chapman.
One dog. Oh no, he didn't play it.
No.
Didn't pitch either.
No.
Okay.
But he's been there. Al Fitzmaurice. No. Fitzy was born in Buffalo, New York. Had him leaning the other way. Pinder took a step and a half away from first when Duffy lifted his front leg and was able to get back.
Duffy's good on his pickoffs. You better be careful. He's got a step-off move too. Yeah, he's got 25 career pickoffs. 3 of those coming this year. How many wins does the Royals have to have? 50? How about Dan Quisenberry? He was a save guy, right? How about, is Quiz on there?
Otherwise known as a closer.
Closer. Huh?
Dan Quisenberry. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, they gave me
Mr. This isn't fair. How am I supposed to know? Everyone's laughing at me. You got 3 out of the 4.
Hey, well, I got a hint. Prominent Royals names. Okay, that was the hint I needed.
There is Dan Quisenberry, the Rex Hudler described Royals saves guy.
I would love to be able to circle him with my telestrator, but I don't have one here in Oakland. I put a star by his name. I love Quiz. I accidentally hit a double off Quisenberry one time, and that's exactly what that was. My backside was in the stands, and I just threw my bat out there and hit a little blooper down the left field line. Ooh, good heater on the outside there. Duff's been getting some strikeouts with that fastball in the outer half.
5 of his 6 strikeouts today have been with his fastball.
Yeah, heater's working nicely for him.
Royals just scored 3 in the top of the 4th inning to give him the lead. He also struck out Matt Joyce in the 2nd inning. Your Royals trivia, despite your episode today, has been pretty good lately.
You mean my tantrum? Sorry, I blew up.
Your body language was very poor. You're a big body language guy. I can tell people that in the booth here, your body language was not very good at the beginning of the trivia question.
Well, it's because I got a little upset when you said that he has to be born in California. I mean, that confused me, but I think we're past it now. I'm gonna try to let it go. Although I'm not past the fact that I was just told that I was 2 for 4 with 2 doubles off quiz. Not just that one double, I got 2.
Look at, boy, what a turnaround here. And
I'm glad my pit juice is gone. I've been pitting out this morning. Look at Haas.
this inning needs to come to an end for more reasons than one.
Sorry. We'll reboot next inning.
So far, so good after that punch to the gut last night. Royals losing the middle game of the series to the A's. They have knocked Paul Blackburn out of the game. Simone Castro is a Chevy call to the bullpen. Royals got a look at him in the first game of the series. And Castro pitched a scoreless 7th on Monday. Today he'll get Moustakas, Moss, and Escobar.
A lot of legs coming at you. 6'5", 220. Big guy. Fastball, slider change. Ooh. Moose had a good swing on that fastball. Low to mid 90s. Simon Castro.
Hunt.
0-2 on Moustakas. He drove in a run in the first inning, and then he was a big out for Blackburn in the third after the Royals loaded the bases with nobody out. Blackburn got Moustakas to swing at a pitch that was neck high, and Moustakas has a 2-hit game. Leadoff man on for a 3rd straight inning for the Royals.
Yeah, right down the middle. 94. He came right at him. 0-2. He threw the 2-1 right down the middle. Gave him a cookie. Usually they'll try to waste a pitch when you're ahead in the count like that.
Can you play some reverse psychology sometimes with that?
Yes.
Assuming that the hitter is thinking along the same lines. Okay, he's going to waste one here.
Right.
And he can zip one right by him.
You know, when we talk about the differences in the different eras of the game, before the pitch count, now the pitch count is so relevant in today's game that pitching coach, he clicks every time that guy throws. They used to didn't have that. 0-2 was a brushback pitch, so the hitters would be on their heels. They were going to knock you off the plate because they didn't care about a pitch count.
Yes, he did.
That's a swing by Moss.
So
and
yeah,
it's 0-2.
So then, you know, if you sit up there and you're on your heels and then they go ahead and paint the outside corner, you're out, then the psychological warfare, they won. A lot of that in the game.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I always find it interesting to talk to younger players who have had enough experience in the big leagues to get a feel for the talent level and the differences between here and AAA, and ask them, you know, what stands out immediately when you get to the major league level. That was not a swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And we've talked before, you know, pitchers will say it is so much harder here to get the 3rd strike and the 3rd out. And also what Mike Moustakas did right there. I've heard pitchers say, you know, at this level, the good hitters are always ready for their pitch. It doesn't matter what the count is. You can't surprise them with their pitch. I guess it's a confidence that they have at this level, even with 2 strikes, that where in the minor leagues a hitter maybe gets 2 strikes and they become defensive. You know, they come out of their approach. They're trying not to strike out. Where here at this level, no matter what the count is, you make a mistake in their area and they're going to get you.
Hit it hard.
Moss is down on strikes. 1 away in the 5th inning. And along those lines, that's not what Brandon Moss was looking for. He was expecting a fastball.
But he was holding his breath, hoping it wasn't called a strike.
1 on, 1 out. Escobar led off the Royals' 3-run 4th inning with a bunt single. And then Chapman, the 3rd baseman, after struggling to find the grip, threw it over the 1st baseman Healy. And with all the foul ground here, Escobar went to 3rd base. Breaking ball had him jumping back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Escobar has hit in 8 straight. And he has scored 9 runs in his last 8 games. Two and 1.
So he's going good. Hasn't hit a home run in 115 at bats. He's due. July 14th, last time he hit a homer. Pick one out. He likes the hard throwers. Castro, he's firm. Had him reach.
Interesting motion that he has, in that he comes to the set position with his hands up around his cap and then just drops his hands and goes into a slide step. So it's a slide step, but remember Lorenzo Cain on Monday night, he timed that motion perfectly and stole a base against him.
Sometimes the more movement the pitcher has, the more deceptive he is. He's trying to hide that ball. Let's check it out now. You're right. He's up high, brings it down, still got to pick up that release point.
You could see where those mechanics would get out of whack. And then you add to how big he is. Little bit inside. 3-2. Another foul ball. Today is the 291st consecutive start at shortstop for Alcides Escobar. By far a Royals record, and the longest active consecutive starts at shortstop since Cal Ripken. Wow. Escobar takes a walk.
Walk? Good for him. It's Eski's 12th walk on the season. Shocked the house.
Big chunk of Ripken's, well, not a big chunk, but a significant amount of that streak was as a third baseman, but most of the games at short. So the last time a shortstop, not any position, but a shortstop has had this many starts, consecutive starts, you got to go back to Ripken's record-breaking streak. And if Eski has his sights set on Cal Ripken's overall streak, he's on his way. He's got 13% of the games out of the way. So 87% more, and Cal, look out.
Yeah.
Hit hard and into right center field. Moustakas is going to be waved home. Here's Pinder's throw. It is offline and will allow Gordon to go to second base. The Royals lead 5-2.
Nice for Alex Gordon to find a hole. It's elevated. He stayed on top of it. That allows top spin, so it's a one hopper that picked up spin and was able to get by Lowry. Moose taking advantage of that ball hit just a little bit off to Pinder, the right fielder's just off to his right side.
Drew Butera with the infield in and runners at second and third, and he takes a strike, and Drew has already driven in a run today.
Similar situation. Hit a ball hard to the left of Semien, the shortstop, and he dove and couldn't glove it. Same situation. Think up the middle. React in.
Ha!
0-2. He did not hit the target, Castro, but home plate umpire James Hoyt said it was still in the strike zone. That pitch was supposed to be down and in. One and two. No error, by the way, on that throw to the plate by Pinder. Alex was already on his way to second base, and there was no further advance, even though the ball got by the catcher Garneau. Good take. 2-2.
A lot of guys be flailing at that pitch right there with a run. He's trying to get him home. With the infield in, you can just barely throw your bat head out there, and it'll doink it over the infield's head.
Good swing. Tough pitch. Fights it off. So Drew has driven in a run today. He drove in 2 last night with a big home run in the 8th inning, and then Cam Gallagher drove in 4 with a grand slam on Monday. So still without Salvador Perez, but his fill-ins in this series have driven in 7. Three and 2. Royals have reached with 4 walks today, but beyond that, they've had a lot of plate appearances where they've been down in the count early and either gotten back into the count or filled out the count, like Butera has. And now Drew grounds it to third. Chapman with a backhand. 2 down. So Castro needed a ground ball with the infield in, and that's what he got. Chris Hatcher, whom the A's acquired in a trade with the Dodgers yesterday, loosening up in the left field bullpen.
I'm out in the airfield.
Now second and third, 2 down for Witt. He is 0 for 3. Down and away, ball 1. Long run for Pinder in right, and he dives and just missed it. And he is slow to get up. He didn't quite slide as much on the grass as he wanted to. He kind of plugged at the end of that diving effort.
He's stuck a little bit. He'll have to just catch his breath.
Yep. May have had the wind knocked out of him.
Yep.
Yeah, he's still having a tough time. He's bent over the waist in right field. Is there a more painful yet harmless injury, whatever you want to call it, than getting your wind knocked out?
Yeah.
For about 30 to 30 seconds to a minute, you feel like you're about to die.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it just goes away.
Yeah. And you never forget the first time that happens. First time you ever get the wind really knocked out of you. My brother punched me in the gut one time, and I'm what the heck? What happened? I can't breathe.
Got a pop up in the sun. I don't think Davis saw it right away, but he's there. And he really needed the sunglasses for that one. So the Royals get 1. It is 5-2 KC to the bottom of the 5th.
Game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Danny Duffy towing the slab here at Ricky Henderson Field. Dealing. That's right. 4 innings, 6 strikeouts, and 5 out of those 6 with his fastball. His fastball's been really good. He's been able to command it exactly where he wants. He's been good here at the Coliseum / Ricky Henderson Field in his past, and he's adding to those numbers now.
Good swing and a foul back by Dustin Garneau. Duffy hurt by that Marcus Semien home run in the 3rd inning. It's only the 11th home run Danny has given up all season. 11 home runs in 124 innings. So on paper that seemed like a good matchup today with how much the A's rely on home runs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garneau also led off the 3rd and took a walk. And then he scored on the Semien home run. A little bit inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Foul tip. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You mentioned Ricky Henderson Field. That is new this year. Hall of Famer was born in Chicago, but he moved here when he was 7 years old. And he's the most decorated member of the Oakland A's. Was here 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 different tours in his career. His number has been retired. And as the A's have pushed for a new stadium, they have decided to change their tune and not say that they're open to any option, meaning any other location around the country. Their slogan this year is rooted in Oakland. So that kind of ties into that with not an Oakland native, but an Oakland raised Ricky Henderson, who used to sneak into the Coliseum and watch games here, just like Ned Yost used to growing up in nearby Dublin. There's his retired number up in the upper deck in left field. But that is new in 2017. Ricky Henderson Field.
Yeah, I'm proud of new ownership here. Wanting to keep the team right here.
They've identified 3 different locations. And they've said that there will be an announcement this year of where that stadium is going to be. One option is right here on this site, which, talking to people connected with the A's, that is clearly option number 3. There's a site in downtown Oakland. Oakland doesn't have a great national reputation, but in California, people tell you that that's a growing area. It's a hip place to live, downtown Oakland.
Jack London Square.
Jack London Square is the other option near the water. So they hope to have an announcement at some point this year, but with all the red tape in the state of California, all the environmental procedures you have to go through, and I can say that being a native, it's probably going to be a while until they actually have a stadium. Danny Duffy walks Dustin Garneau to lead off the inning for a 2nd time today. And those are the only 2 walks given up by Duffy. But anyway, they hope to put the future of the Oakland A's to bed this year and say, here's where we're going to build our stadium. And Oakland is going to lose the Golden State Warriors. Their arena is adjacent to this one. They're going to go on the other side of the bay to San Francisco in a couple of years. The Raiders are on their way out. They'll be playing a couple of lame duck seasons here before moving to Vegas. So the A's are the last men standing, or will be. Line into the right field corner. That's fair. Garneau to 3rd. He'll be held. Rajai Davis has a double. And with the Royals leading 5-2, Oakland has runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
Looks a little similar to that 3rd inning with the leadoff walk to Garneau. Davis, he tried to pull Duffy early in his first few at bats. He struck out, but now he's saying, hey, I'm just going to go to right field. A good swing there. Able to keep it fair.
And now Semien, who is singled, and he hit the 2-run home run in the 3rd inning.
arms elevated.
Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Danny's got to find a way. Nobody out, second and third. Don't let him back in the game.
Foul. What did that ball hit?
Must have hit the third base umpire Tim Timmons' shoe or something. The way it bounced, almost
shot straight up in the air.
Uh-huh.
He is standing in foul territory, so if it hit him, it was foul.
Yeah, that's ball was hit awfully hard.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's another player the fans can rally around. Marcus Semien grew up in the Bay Area, went to Cal. First signed by the White Sox and then was traded to the A's.
Where'd he get that one? He got fouled that ball off himself too. Hey, and also Bob Melvin, he's a Cal Berkeley guy.
One-time Royal, Bob Melvin.
Talking it over with Chip Hale.
Big strikeout. 7 for Danny Duffy, and 6 have been on his fastball.
Go to your bread and butter. That's it. Up out of the zone. Hitters like it up. It looks good to them, but by the time you try to catch it, you're behind. You're tardy.
So second and third with 1 out. Garneau is at third. Davis is at second. And the batter is Jed Lowry. Slider for strike 1. Lowry singled in his first at bat, and then he lost a hit in the 3rd inning on the best defensive play of the day. Whit Merrifield sliding on the grass in shallow right field on a ground ball and throwing Lowry out. Back to the middle. 1 run will score. Davis will be waved home on Kane, who will not make a throw. It's a 1-run game as Lowry drives in Garneau and Davis. So both times the leadoff walk to Dustin Garneau, the number 9 hitter, has turned into a run.
And he stayed with the fastball in the outer half. Lowry not trying to do too much with that, just trying to put it in play. Nice handsy swing. Went with it. Stayed right up the middle. And no chance to throw out Rajai Davis from second base.
So Duffy takes a big deep breath and exhales before he pitches to Chris Davis. 33 home runs this year, but Danny's made him look bad twice.
Really uses his lower half to generate his power. You see how he just stands straight up like that. And then he leverages his front side and whips those hands through. Look at that. He's just his weight is equally distributed. Look at his little hand movement. That's all he's got. A little bit of rhythm there.
One ball, 1 strike.
He swings from his hips.
Two years ago, he had 27 home runs for the Brewers and then was traded to the A's. And the thinking was, OK, well, let's see how he hits in a pitcher friendly ballpark. 2 balls and 1 strike. Miller Park in Milwaukee would be much more hitter friendly than here, especially at night. Well, he answered that with 42 home runs last season. He has 33 this year. Drove in over 100 last year for the A's. Chris Davis. Well, you pointed out very early on that only 3 of his 33 home runs have come against lefties. 4th in home runs, 2nd in runs driven in, 2nd in extra base hits. His next hit will be the 500th of his career. Strike 3. So he gets the hat trick from Danny Duffy. This time it was looking. And Duffy has struck out 8 today.
Yeah, Duffy's staying convicted with the fastball. 92. Stayed right with him. He blew the previous 2 by him. And Lottery says that's on the inside part of the plate.
First baseman
Davis
number
got to go.
25, Ryan Healy.
And now Ryan Healy. Lowry's at first, 2 down. Slider for strike 1.
It's interesting, before the game, Dave Island was telling me how important it was for Duffy to be able to back leg that slider. That hasn't been the pitch for him today that's been working. It's his fastball that's working for him today. 7 out of 8 with a fastball as strikeouts.
One and 1. This is the 3rd straight start where Duffy has struck out at least 8. Didn't get the call. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 starts ago, he gave up 7 runs in 5 2/3 innings. Last start, 5 runs in 6 1/3. And now today, 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings. Line to center field. Kane is there, and that ends the inning. Jed Lowry drives in 2, and the Royals lead is 1 at the end of 5.
Top of the 6th, but they need more. That's for sure. Maybe they can get him here. But Locane, man, is he scalding hot. I mean, lava hot against the Oakland A's. He hit a home run. It's Dodge drive of the game. 13th home run and 40th ribbies attached to that homer. Dead center field. That's right. No looking back. He's looking ahead. Locane looking to continue to drive.
Chevy called to the bullpen. It's Chris Hatcher making his A's debut. He pitched in 26 games with the Dodgers. And he'll get Kane, Hosmer, and Cabrera.
43 strikeouts, 36 2/3 tells me he's a power pitcher. He's got a good fastball. He's going to try to strike guys out. Fastball, low to mid 90s, hard slider, change up and split finger.
Kane on the first pitch thrown by Hatcher, drives it to deep right and Pinder right at the wall. And Kane is out for the first time today. He already has that 2-run home run. So Hatcher almost gives up a home run with his first pitch in an Oakland uniform, and it's our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Diana Brazington from Kansas City, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Diana wins $200. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Diana wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals. Eric Hosmer takes ball one. He has scored a run. He has reached with a single and a walk. Two and 0.
That ball across the plate. That's pretty good movement on that 95-mile-an-hour heater. That started way in and ended up off the plate away.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Hatcher, he wanted to know where that last pitch was. Was that down, he said?
Three balls, 2 strikes. Royals did not see Hatcher when they were in Los Angeles right before the All-Star break. He was on the disabled list with thoracic inflammation. So not bad enough for surgery to relieve thoracic outlet syndrome, but thoracic inflammation. Over the outside, Hosmer will have a parting word or two, or at least a discussion with James Hoy. 2 outs.
Let's take a peek at it on the Missouri Lottery Fox tracks. That's off.
Yep.
Haas knew it. And you know, though, at least he's able to stay in the game. He didn't lose his cool. Didn't say anything wrong. But it's not a strike. Umpires, it's getaway day. They've probably got a plane to catch.
Melky Cabrera is 2 for 3, couple of singles. That's hit well into deep right center field. Pinder is back again and runs that one down on the track. So 2 fly balls to the warning track in right field. But the Royals go down in order in the 6th. Ball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Joey Votto has reached safely at least twice in 20 consecutive games. Ted Williams has the major league record of 21. And Votto with a chance to tie Ted Williams at Wrigley Field tonight. The Indians beat Minnesota 8-1 in the first of 3 games at Target Field. Cleveland has won 5 in a row after having lost 4 of 5. And Will Myers, the former Royals farmhand, stole second, third, and home in 1 inning. The 4th inning.
Impressive.
Danny Duffy is out. Scott Alexander is in, with the Royals leading 5-4 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And let's see if there's a carryover today for Scott Alexander. He pitched the 7th inning last night. He got 3 ground balls. He had given up at least 1 run in 6 consecutive appearances before last night. 2 balls and 1 strike on Chad Pinder.
Got the sinker back down in the zone again. Hopefully he'll stay there with it. That's his main pitch. There's Duffy. Good stuff today, especially with his fastball.
Three and 1. Alexander last night got Boog Powell, Matt Joyce, and Marcus Semien. Today, Pinder, Chapman, and Joyce. Leadoff walk. That's the 3rd time that the A's have had a leadoff walk today, and on the first 2 occasions that leadoff walk came around to score. Students, you can join us at Kauffman Stadium every Wednesday home game for Student Nights presented by Inc. Magazine. You can purchase tickets for only $10 with your student ID and enjoy a happy hour special at the Boulevard Rattler Station concession stand as you listen to live local music on the Outfield Experience stage before the game. Visit Royals.com/student night for the full list of bands and for tickets. And this Wednesday, it'll be the Royals. A week from today, the Royals and the Colorado Rockies.
All right, one more interleague.
Matt Chapman has struck out twice. Once looking, once swinging. Line to right field. 1 hop to Melky Cabrera. Pinder stops at second base, and the A's have 2 on with nobody out.
Chapman with a good swing. He looked the sinker ball Alexander up in the zone. Alexander, I've heard him say before, when he doesn't have his sinker and it's not working properly and he walks a batter, he says he tries to focus on rolling that double play ball up. So let's see if he can get one here in this situation. Dave Island's going to talk him into it.
And then there are some right-hand batters coming up, and Alexander is perfectly capable of getting right-handers out. But Peter Moylan is warming up in the Royals bullpen. So that visit to the mound may serve a couple of purposes. Go over what the Royals are going to do here with Matt Joyce and give Moylan a little extra time to warm up. No balls and 1 strike. In an effort to speed up the games, pitching coaches and managers have 30 seconds to go out to the mound. That's a little harder in this ballpark.
Yeah.
The dugouts are a long way away from the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
So you don't get a whole lot of time once you get out there. 0-2 on Joyce, who is not happy with that call, but I imagine that's in the same area where Hosmer took a called 3rd strike, and I say that in quotations.
That's right. At least he's consistent.
Matt Joyce has had trouble with left-handers throughout his big league career, and Mike Minor has been tough on lefties this season, so it looked like the right matchup with the bases loaded and 2 down in the 8th inning last night. But Matt Joyce hit a 3-run double. One and 2 against Scott Alexander. Struck him out.
Exactly what he needed. That's it. He's hard to pull if you're a lefty.
So 2 on, 1 out. Right-hand batters are coming up, and Peter Moylan is coming in. Two on and 1 out, and Peter Moylan takes over on the mound for the Royals. Remember, as we look at Moylan's 57 appearances, every time the Royals turn a double play, the next day McDouble sandwiches are only $1 at participating McDonald's in the greater KC, St. Joe, and Lawrence locations. So this is a matchup here that would go against the so-called book. Ground ball is just foul.
Olson, young player, is 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter.
He is a .215 hitter with 8 home runs. Garneau, who was coming up, was hitting under 100 with 1 home run, or under 200 with 1 home run. So this should come as no surprise to the Royals when they brought Alexander in with Garneau coming up. I'm sure they assumed that Bob Melvin would counter with the move. So you had the option of Alexander facing Garneau or Moylan facing Olson. Tap out in front of the mound, and Moylan will take the sure out. Pinder moves up to third, Chapman to second, and there are 2 down. And now here's the matchup that the Royals, I'm sure, feel a lot better with. Moylan against right-hand hitting Rajai Davis.
Yeah, Moylan, he'll take that little tapper back to the mound and take that easy out. Now, initially, when he started after that ball, Moylan, he's a very, very good athlete. He thought about 2 there. He thought about second, but really, you just want to get that out. Look at Rajai Davis. 3 for 5 against Pete. He's a veteran hitter. He knows how to stay in there on that slider. Sinker slider. Moylan specialties.
Slider is outside for ball one. Peter allowed a 2-run home run to Tim Anderson in Chicago on Friday. That's the second he's given up in his last 3 appearances. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that's rare because before those 2 home runs, Peter had gone over 27 innings without allowing a home run.
He's been doing a fantastic job. For the most part, keeping the ball down. On the corners, just like that. Davis, he's shaking his head saying, man, now if I take that, that looks like it's a strike. Try to repeat that one more time. Get out of this inning here. Big out sitting at the plate here. He did.
Well, Davis had good numbers against Moylan, but Moylan had them all mixed up this time around. So Moylan comes on and gets outs 2 and 3, and the A's are scoreless in the 6th. Fox Sports Kansas City is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Ram, make the most of your summer at the Ram Summer Clearance event going on now. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less. Who knows, someday maybe that shot of downtown will include a big league ballpark.
That's possible.
Bruce Maxwell takes over behind the plate as Olson pinch hit for Garneau in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Daniel Coulombe takes over on the hill. He's the only lefty in the bullpen. That's a line drive to right field. Moustakas didn't quite get all of it, and Pinder is back to make the play. Moustakas is 2 for 4. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 7th inning for Coulombe. We saw him last night for an inning and a third.
Number 37, Brandon Moss.
Fastball curve change, not overpowering, 88 to 92. 5'10", 185.
Slider is in for a strike.
You know, I've been impressed with Chad Pinder out in right field. That's second base. You know, he's their second baseman of the future, but man, he's out there in right field, and he swings a powerful bat, but I've been impressed with his defense.
That's hit well to left. Joyce is fading back. He gets turned around, and you could see the glare off the lenses of his sunglasses, so he got turned around and he was fighting the sun.
Yeah, but this is exactly how you turn. You see that? Young outfielders watching this game right here. Whenever you misjudge a play and you turn to one side and you see the ball going the other side, you just turn your head the other way to your left. That way it's quicker. Instead of trying to go clockwise, it twists your feet. You usually fall when you try to turn around that way. So Matt Joyce showing you how to make that adjustment in flight. Keep your back to the wall. I mean your face. Turn that way. Go with it.
One and one on Escobar. Escobar has singled, he has scored a run, and he has walked. And he gets a base hit into right field, so he's on for a third time.
Escobar, he recognized that hanging curveball. His eyes lit up. He said, all right, I'm just going to slap it over there to the right side. That ball was in his eyes.
Number 4, Alex Gordon.
That's how you hit them when they're up like that.
Right now the difference in this game is Alex Gordon's RBI single in the 5th inning. Royals had a 1-0 lead for 2.5 innings. Oakland led 2-1. Then the Royals led 4-2, then 5-2. And then the A's got 2 in the 5th inning. Maxwell makes a nice scoop.
Melvin burning 2 players with 1 move, putting Olsen the pinch hitter at last inning. Had to pinch hit for the catcher.
Foul ball. That's an adjustment that Alex is going to, I'm sure, work on his swing during the offseason. We have said chopped foul quite a bit this year on balls where he's gotten on top of a pitch and just pounded it in the ground to the right side.
Upper body. He's not able to get up and get out on that front side. He's swinging up.
Maxwell is not able to handle that one, and Escobar will go to second base on a wild pitch.
And this is against left-handers. Alex really fights against the way Dale's trying to get him to stand up for more leverage. It's that right shoulder when he faces lefties. He really closes that in and he gets back down in that crouch again, and really all in one position. And one way to come out of it is to just turn on with your upper body and turn and roll. That's what he's been doing to foul off. So he's starting up right now, but watch him. He kind of starts getting down, trying to be conscious of keeping that shoulder in against lefties.
He has hit more ground balls this year than any other season in his career by percentage. 45% of the balls that he hits have been on the ground. That's the highest of any of his 11 big league seasons. Going the other way and almost misplayed by Joyce. He almost overran it. So the Royals hit 1 hit and they lined to the outfield 3 times.
Good swing by Alex. Whoop.
today. Royals have a day off tomorrow, and then the big weekend series with the Indians. Kennedy, Vargas, and Hamill against Kluber, Bauer, and Salazar. Today is also the end of 20 games in 20 days for the Royals. The Royals may or may not see Andrew Miller. We'll know more after today. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. Miller's out with a right knee problem. Simeon rolls it out to Witt. There is one down. Miller is scheduled to pitch at AAA today, and depending on how that goes, he could be available in the Royals Indians series over the weekend.
Wouldn't hurt the Royals' feelings if he didn't make it. As good as he is, that lefty.
Jed Lowry has 2 hits and 2 RBIs. That was as a right-hand batter against Danny Duffy.
Hut!
1-1. Lowry has not been very happy with the home plate umpiring, just judging by his body language in the series.
Yeah, he had a rough night last night.
There's been a few times where if he hasn't turned and actually said something to the umpire, just like he did a couple of pitches ago, just in a freeze position, a stunned reaction that a pitch was called a strike. Witt will throw him out, 2 down. So the Indians Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Royals have another off day Monday, and then the Colorado Rockies will be at Kauffman Stadium Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. On Tuesday, the first 10,000 fans through the gates receive a Royals golf visor presented by Great Life KC. Royals.com for tickets.
It's a good looking cap. Visor.
Chris Davis has never been happier to see Peter Moylan in his life. Danny Duffy struck him out 3 times. And I don't know if he had one good swing against Duffy.
He didn't. And you can't hit that last pitch either there by Moylan, who's had pinpoint accuracy. He really had some good pitches against Rajai Davis there. Close out that last 5th there. Struck him out in the 6th. Ooh, be careful in there on Davis. That's a hard sinker. Good movement.
Two and two. Three balls, 2 strikes. Drew Gutierrez is going to go out and talk it over with Davis. Ryan Healy is on deck. Davis has 2 prior at-bats against Moylan. Healy has 3.
Oh.
And that would be a golden sombrero for Chris Davis.
There you go. See you.
Eighth inning. Last night's eighth inning was very interesting. The Royals scored 5. The A's scored 6. Lorenzo Cain has made an out, a very rare out against Oakland this year, but he's 2 for 3 with a 2-run home run. Danny Duffy gave up 4 runs, 6 hits in 5 innings.
You see those two gentlemen there? That one man on the left?
I do.
They're scratching his head. That's Mike Noakes. He's my high school baseball coach. And to his right there, or to his left, Dan Robinson, my football coach, who was a receivers and defensive back coach. Those two gentlemen really helped me in my career. They mentored me as a young person, and they're here, and I'm really happy that they got to come and watch the Royals play. Mike Noakes, he has family back in Kansas City, and he's become a huge Royals fan. Happy you guys could come.
This is Ryan Dole, the pitch the 8th inning. You had a chance to go down there and visit with them.
Yeah,
the stands before the game.
You know, when you have mentors like that in your life, and those, you know, Mike Noakes, he taught me how to pick the ball off the wall in the outfield and throw it to the cutoff man without a crow hop. He taught me as a shortstop to circle into the ball and get my momentum going back to first base. These guys, they knew exactly what to do. Dan Robinson taught me how to be tough, how to take a hit in football and like it and get up and deliver the next hit. All these things here was important for me as my 21-year pro baseball career was a long journey. These guys were influential. I really appreciate them. They're one of the reasons.
Come on, Dole, pitch a strike.
Thank you.
3-1 on Butera. How far are we from Fresno, by the way?
3.5.
3.5. Drew drove in a run in the 4th inning and scored a run. Full count. Royals catchers Cam Gallagher and Drew Butera have driven in 7 runs in this series. The A's led by 1 going into the 8th inning last night. There's Cam warming up Brandon Maurer in the bullpen. Royals were down by 1 going into the 8th last night, and they scored 5. Drew Butera takes a leadoff walk, but the A's in the bottom of the 8th scored 6. The Sweet Life with Salvador Perez. Enter to win at Royals.com/Salvi for a private meet and greet. That includes attending batting practice and an exclusive VIP suite experience with Salvi. That'll be at the game on September 28th, and it's compliments of Price Chopper.
Taking a shot of Cam Gallagher down there. I was talking with Art Stewart today. I called him on the phone. Scott Sharp gave me his number. I said, where's Art been? We haven't seen him at the K.
Out at second, safe at first.
And Art's at home in Wisconsin, and he's working on rehabbing his knees and everything in his quad so he can get around a little bit better. He said he'll be back before long, but he talked about Cam, and he said, you know what, our guys have done a great job with him. Vance Wilson, manager in AA Northwest Arkansas. Also Brian Buchanan, the assistant hitting coach right here, really have helped this young man along. They got him serious about the game, and there was some time where they thought that Cam's drifting. You know, he wasn't really focused on what he was doing, and they didn't realize what a chance and what an opportunity he had to be a big league catcher. And those guys have worked really well with him. So Art Stewart was praising the work of the coaches.
Did he break another belt?
If that's not a belt buster, is it? Yes, if that is, it's his 3rd one. All right, he's all right. I talked to him about that belt. I said, we'll just get the nylon belt out. It's a lot easier. And he goes, no, I'm comfortable. I want the leather one, the patent leather. I'm comfortable with it. Okay. but the nylon belt is lighter. When you have speed, you're in light. There he goes.
He is safe, even with a leather belt on.
22nd, one under Locane with 23. There you go.
And a stolen base in each of the 3 games of the series.
See, he's got that oven mitt on the left hand. That's where he goes for the far corner of that base. Farthest away from the tag.
Oh, and 2 on Kane. The only out he's made today was a fly ball to the wall in the 6th inning. Otherwise, he has walked, he has singled, he has hit a 2-run home run. He has come to the plate 25 times against the A's this year and reached 16 times.
Dole's got that slider. He's trying to get Locane on it, but you're right. I thought he could have had a homer to right field on that ball, on that one he hit. The only out he made. Seeing the ball well, you can tell.
Dole entered the game last night with 2 outs in the 7th inning and faced 1 man. Now they do throw to second base, and Merrifield is back. So the league is well aware of Witt's desire to steal third base.
And they're well aware of the kind of ball player he is. Smart, aggressive.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And Witt may have distracted Ryan Dole, and that pitch got away from him and plunked Kane. Witt was about to take off, and Dole had not come to the plate yet, so he had to hit the brakes. And then Dole drills Lorenzo Cain, who's on for the 4th time.
Yeah, Locane, you know,
hear the third base dugout saying, "Going."
Yeah, you know, Locane was able to get that flap down. That's good. So he didn't get it on the bone of the elbow. It's just the 4th time he's been hit this year.
Lorenzo Cain's on base percentage against the Oakland A's this year is .654. Two on, 1 out for Eric Hosmer, and he gets a base hit to right field. Witt is going to be waved home, and Pinder's throw is up the line. That's the 2nd time that Mike Jerschele has gambled and sent a runner on Pinder, the infielder playing the outfield. He sent Mike Moustakas to the plate in the 5th inning on Pinder, and the Royals have a 2-run lead.
Beautiful job by Jerz, but Haas, in order to make that happen, had to hit it. Breaking ball, slider left up in the middle. Lucky that ball didn't get hit out of the ballpark. Now the outfielder, he catches it, Pinder, before Witt gets to third base even. A good accurate throw might have gotten Whitley, but again, good job by Jerschele over there. Atta-way, Mike. Good gamble.
And now strike 2, Melky Cabrera. He has a 2-hit day.
Dole got hurt with his command of that slider, that last pitch there. His fastball, it's low to mid-90s. If it's straight out over the middle, Melky knows what to do with it as well.
Fouled back just below us. That gets through Maxwell. Kane goes to third. Hosmer moves up to second base.
That'll work right between the wickets.
That is a pass ball, and the second pass ball for an A's catcher today. Dustin Garneau had one in the first inning. And now the A's are forced to bring the infield in.
Got to capitalize here. Just up by 2, not enough, as we saw what the Oakland A's did last night. Heads up.
$15,239 are here today. That's the biggest crowd of the series. Maxwell's able to block that one. 2-2. Very borderline. Melky has a word before he heads to the dugout. 2 down.
You got to credit Dole for this pitch here. That's beauty. That changeup now, it would look like it might have been off, but still, that's exactly where Dole's trying to execute that pitch. Good spot.
And I guess there's no sense arguing that, because whether you have trust in that strike zone grid or not, James Hoy has been calling that both sides all day.
He has, and to his credit, that's what you want. Consistently calling the same pitch for both sides. First base is open, but Moose is hacking, and he almost hit a homer his last time up. Just missed it off the end. Dole definitely trying to keep the ball away from him here with first base open. Yeah.
And they will put Moustakas on.
I was a little surprised they even threw two pitches to him.
Well, another chance for Brandon Moss. The Royals way back in the third inning had the bases loaded and nobody out, and Moss came up after 1 out and hit it hard, but grounded into a double play. And now with the bases loaded, 2 down. Pounds it foul, 0-1. The Royals have had 19 base runners in fewer than 8 innings. 1-1.
They need a break open swing.
They have stranded 9 in the first 7 innings. So Oakland is fortunate to this point that the game is as close as it is. One and 2.
Hey, Moss, you know, he loves the pull power, straightaway power, but he can't go to left field, and they're giving him everything. You see that, all the lanes over there on the left side of the infield. Any lousy little dribbler would be just as valuable.
2-2.
Bases loaded. Do you ask a guy like Moss to shorten up his swing and put the ball in play? I mean, he knows one way, you know. See if he can connect.
That pitch has been called a strike today, but not this time, and it's 3-2.
Now, and Dahl, he just took his cap off and scratching his head to think, you know what? But that's off, and you know Moss has to know. You see where those previous 5 pitches are. They're all middle away. He's not going to challenge him inside. He's going to stay out there with him. So why not take him to left?
The Royals have stranded 12 in 8 innings. However, with Eric Hosmer's RBI in the 8th inning, the Royals lead 6-4. Hoping to take 2 out of 3 in the series and finish at 500 on this road trip. The Royals in Fox Sports Kansas City are offering a unique way for fans across the Midwest to enjoy a game at Kauffman Stadium. It's the Raised Royal Fan Express. And the next stop is the final stop, St. Joseph, on August 19th, Saturday. Go to Royals.com/Fan Express for more information. Brandon Maurer gets the 8th inning today. And he throws a slider for a strike to Ryan Healy. It'll be Healy, Pinder, and Chapman.
Maurer, 6'6", 230. Mid to upper 90s. Good breaking slider straight down. Change up. Seize the moment. Take it. Shut them down. Let them back in the game.
In the bottom of the 8th last night, the A's scored 6.
Ouch.
4 against Soria, 2 against Minor. And that's line to right field. And that pitch was down and out of the strike zone. And on an 0-2 pitch, Healy is on to begin the bottom of the 8th. After the game last night, Joakim Soria reported soreness in his lower back. Royals are not sure exactly where to pinpoint that soreness, so he will get an MRI in Kansas City tomorrow, and the disabled list is a possibility. Fastball at 97 for a strike to Pinder. Duffy went 5 and was charged with 4. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott Alexander, 1/3 of an inning. Peter Moylan 1 2/3 innings. And now Mauer. Two and one. Mauer had 20 saves for the Padres before the trade to the Royals. Two and two.
That's it. Paint that outside corner. Don't let that 0-2 base hit by Healy affect you at all. That was a good pitch that you made on him, and you got to credit Healy for that ball going to right field. Stay convicted with your pitches. Yeah.
One
Stay
down.
right there. That's it. You got that kind of stuff. Don't go away from it.
Well, Mauer's going to get hit every now and then, just like every other pitcher, but he really pitches with conviction, doesn't he? I mean,
Sure
there is no sign of fear or doubt.
No, and if I was that big, it'd be easy to do that as well. Look at that. That's downhill playing. Hopefully that stays in the park.
It will not. For the second game in a row, the Royals score in the top of the 8th, and the A's have a bigger inning in the bottom of the 8th.
Now let's see. Now he was really successful on the outer half, and look where this is. That ball drifted back over the plate to the inside part of the plate, and Chapman, he just put an easy swing on it. If he's able to locate on the outer half, he doesn't touch that.
Tied at 6 in the bottom of the 8th inning. That is the 18th blown save for the Royals bullpen. Oh, 0-2 on Joyce. He is 0 for 3.
It's all about location. You hear us talk about that all the time up here. Now it's not about velocity. Uh-oh. I think, you know, home plate umpire James Hoy didn't want Joyce talking to him like that.
He's probably tired of all the complaining he's heard today, and he just got right in Matt Joyce's face saying that was a strike. It's a 3-pitch strikeout, 2 down in the 8th inning.
Good for James Hoy.
The Royals bullpen had the lowest ERA in the major leagues in July, but in August, and this is before today, they have the 2nd highest bullpen ERA in the major leagues and the highest percentage of inherited runners coming around to score.
Remember the nice run the bullpen went on? They were good for a long period of time.
Maxwell in his first at bat today, he's on with 2 outs. .00 bullpen ERA in July.
Yeah, that's what I thought. In July, they were off the charts good. Now this month they're having troubles, and it's about location. It's not velocity. I don't think it's fatigue. I think it's just about, you know, missing out over the middle of the plate. Now fatigue could have a little bit of something to do with that, but that's no excuse because every player out there on both teams are going through the same period in the season. But that 97-mile-an-hour fastball that Chad Pinder hit out of the ballpark drifted back in the middle, and he was able to get his hands to it. Those 97 on the outside part of the plate that he was able to strike out. Excuse me, Chapman hit the homer. Pinder's the one he struck out. You place that on the outside part of the plate where you want it to, they can't hit it out like that. Pinder was the strikeout victim. Chapman hit his 9th.
1-1 on Rajai Davis. Gonna be a tough play. Davis can run. Bare hand off of Hosmer's glove. That'll allow Maxwell to go to third. That'll be a single for Davis and an error on Hosmer.
Just his third. Escobar did a nice job coming in and attacking that baseball. Over the hand toss. Haas, he came off the base to try to make sure to secure the ball. And it just got out of the end of the webbing.
Still a tough error on the first baseman there when you're considering what he's trying to do.
Why can't that be a base hit?
Well, how do you account for Maxwell going second to third? Because he had stopped at second.
Okay, yeah, single E3. That's how we'll score. That's how.
Davis runs. The Royals will allow him to take second base. Should still be a stolen base because Hosmer was in the area. And it is 1-1. Two and one on Simeon. He has a 2-run home run today and a single. 3-1. Out to Witt on one hop. And the inning comes to an end. Matt Chapman, with 1 on, 1 out, ties the game with a home run to left center field. 6-6 to the 9th inning. It is 6-6 to the top of the 9th inning. MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. You can watch every out-of-market game live at home, in the office, or on the go. Blackout restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Blake Trinan last night Gave up a couple of runs in the Royals' 5-run 8th inning, but then when the A's rallied in the bottom of the 9th, he ended up the winning pitcher. And now his job is to get this game to the bottom of the 9th tied.
Leading off, number 2, Alcides Escobar.
He misses out over the middle. They got to be ready for him. He's hitting 285. That's a high number. Fastball's a good one, low to mid 90s, but if you don't put it where you want it, that's the difference maker. Likes to sink it. Slider, changeup. 6'5", 225. Another big reliever.
Escobar has been on base 3 times. He has 2 singles and a walk. This is the second time he has led off an inning today. The first time back in the 4th inning, he had a bunt single. Came around to score, and there's a line drive to left field. Joyce cuts it off deep, and Escobar is going to dig for 2. He is in there with a leadoff double.
24th, a leg double. Way to hustle, Esky. That's right. That was good. He jumped on it. He was aggressive. Second pitch from Trinan. Tommy hawks it. Yeah, stayed right on top. Good swing, aggressive. Now he knows he's got to get out of that box. It's not going to make the wall. Joyce cuts it off, plays in front of him. Nice. He earned it. '24th double ties Whitley Merrifield for the team lead in doubles. Work him over there.
Hard curveballs in for a strike.
This is what Alex wants to do, is to work him over down to third base with nobody out. When you've been struggling like Alex has, you know, you've got to be able to do at least do the little things out there. Not necessarily looking for a base hit, but try to pull him or somehow get Esky to third base. Big hole at shortstop. Chapman, the third baseman, he's in. Look where he is. So
they're almost inviting him to hit it over to the left side.
Exactly.
Even though by the book he's supposed to hit it to the right side.
And they're in just in case he thinks about bunting them over. That's why they're in.
1-1. Alex drove in a run in the 5th inning. Coincidence or not? When Alex Gordon drives in a run this year, the Royals are 23-2. Maxwell got enough glove on it to prevent Escobar from going to third base.
Mechanics on that backhand weren't exactly the best by Maxwell, but he's able to keep Esky from going to third.
Maxwell surprised he didn't get the call from James Hoy. There is a rhythm for a catcher to receive a pitch and return it back to the pitcher, and then when you don't hear the strike and you're expecting, a catcher will just freeze before he throws back.
That's his
and
way
of saying, huh?
Yeah, that's his way of saying you missed it, and he might have. Make him pay here.
3-2.
Dropped the slider. Previous pitch didn't work. This hard fastball in here caught the inside part.
Base hit right center field. They will run on Pinder again. And they will score on Pinder again. Alex Gordon is driven in 2 today. And the Royals come right back and regain the lead.
Yeah, they do. Alex in almost identical spot. He got his other hit. Did the job. That's what you want right there. wait for a pitch. He got one as a breaking ball, stayed up. Alex wasn't fooled one bit, but one thing that was on his mind was getting Escobar to third base, and it was even better. This is a close play. Another good gamble by Mike Jersley. Jersley, third base coach today here in the third and final game of this series. He's hot. Mike Jersley, way to go.
Alex, delayed steal, and he's out. At least it looked like a delayed steal. He made a move, and then he had to stop himself. He thought he had Treinen timed.
Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it wasn't the three, crow hops to go along. Let's see. Yeah,
That looks like a guy expecting a hit and run.
Yeah, and it looked,
doesn't it?
It just didn't look right. We've seen more delayed steals from the Kansas City Royals than any other team. It's because they've been so good in the past on straight steals that Rusty Kuntz had to find a different way to steal bases.
2 down in the 9th inning. If you can't catch the Royals on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. Nobody on, 2 out. Whit Merrifield is 0 for 5 today. He does have a stolen base and a run scored after reaching on a force out. Kelvin Herrera will get the middle of the A's order. Lowry, Davis, Healy.
Got to step up. This is big opportunity here now.
Maxwell wasn't high enough for him to get underneath it. It is 0-2.
Before the first pitch was thrown, I saw Whitley looking down at Matt Chapman, the third baseman. He was just staring at it, and Chapman was playing back, and just that look that Whitley gave him brought him in 4 or 5 steps. Took the first pitch and then offered the bunt the next time. Whitley has that in his arsenal.
Treinen gets a strikeout, but damage done. Alcides Escobar begins the inning with a double, and Alex Gordon drives him home. 7-6 Royals to the bottom of the 9th.
Trying to wrap it up, win this series, and coming up on Boulevard Royals Live, we will have plenty to talk about, including Alex Gordon with his first multiple RBI game of the month. He had actually had 1 RBI in the last 15 games, so some much needed and timely production from Alex today, plus an off day finally for the Royals tomorrow, and then we will get you ready for the Indians series Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hear from Ned Yost and much more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Ryan?
Thank you, Joel. Kelvin Herrera is 25 out of 28 in save opportunities. He is on the mound for the first time in this series. Jed Lowry, Chris Davis, and Ryan Healy are coming up.
Time to pinpoint that fastball. Upper 90s, upper 80s changeup.
Now pitching for Kansas City.
If ever there's a time that you want to be perfect as far as 1, 2, 3 inning, this is it. Don't let Oakland believe they can come back and win this game. Give them any light.
Lowry has 2 hits and he's driven in 2. He has 10 home runs. Chris Davis on deck has 33 home runs, and then Ryan Healy after him has 21 home runs. Fouled away, 2-1. Two and two.
Getting right back in there with that fastball. Playing Lowry, the Royals are to the off field. Locane's playing a little bit of left center. Infield straight up.
3-2.
Changeup didn't work.
Into center field. Kane is right there. 1 down. Even if Herrera saves it and he's 2 outs away, the Royals have already taken a blown save today because the A's got 2 runs to tie it in the 8th inning. So on this road trip, Royals bullpen has 1 save so far and 5 blown saves. The same bullpen that had the lowest ERA in the major leagues in July.
Yep.
And Ned Yost was asked about that, and he's been asked about it a few times on this trip. You know, what has happened with the bullpen going from July to August, and his simple answer is that's just baseball.
Yep.
2-0 on Chris Davis. It sounds like a cop-out. But what he's saying is if he and Dave Island and the guys in the bullpen knew the reason why, they would have made the correction a long time ago. But it's just the ebb and flow, the ups and downs of a 6-month season. Very high to center field. It's in the sun, but Kane tells Gordo he's got it. 2 down.
Man, that guy's a power hitter if I've ever seen one. He really generates a lot of bat speed. Fortunate that ball did come down in fair territory. Locane stayed with it. And to hold your breath for a little bit as he put his glove above his head and braced for the sun.
Ryan Healy with 2 outs and nobody on. Good spot.
The Repeat that. Down and away, that hard heater right there. Be tough to elevate.
.99 miles an hour. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the ground to short. Escobar backhands. He did not get him. Interesting, both Healy and the Royals reacted. Healy, I think, assumed he was going to be called out because he turned to his dugout and then he realized that he was called safe. Drew Butera and Eric Hosmer both reacted to their dugout, and the Royals are going to challenge.
Big guy taking a long leap. Does he get there? Oh, he's out. Beautiful. We'll see. It's not my call, it's theirs. But what a way to end this if the call stands for Bill Duplessis right here. If he's out. Bill Duplessis, he's the replay connoisseur of the Kansas City Royals, one of the best in the league. Look at that. I don't know. Let's just see. This would be a great way to get on the bus and forget about us. They can overturn the call, not stand. He called him safe.
That looks like he's out. Healy turned, and it looked like to me he was turning his dugout saying, I was safe, challenge it. And then he was safe, at least for the time being.
And you see, the Royals aren't near Healy. They're all just kind of hanging out in the grass. Healy's over there, just him and Aldretti standing by themselves. I like that. There's no buddy-buddy.
Should Kelvin Herrera be warming up right now, just in case
it's
nothing changes?
Yeah, if they don't overturn this. It is possible, but they know what they're doing. Clearly, it hit the glove before his foot landed on the base by those angles we're seeing, but we know how that goes.
Everything else looked good. It looked like Hosmer's foot was on the bag. On the left is Mark Wegner. He is the crew chief and the umpire who made the call. So the second in command is third base umpire Tim Timmons. He's on the right. Wow. So it's an infield single. And now Healy is replaced by Boog Powell. Now Herrera will get some warm-up tosses. And he only needed 2, and he tells James Hoy he's ready to go.
Okay, Oakland, little breath of life left. Herrera's got to put it into it. Pinder's got some pop, good bat speed.
Overmatched. He is 1 for 3 today with a single and a walk. He has hit 10 home runs. And that gets through Drew. Powell goes to second. And now the tying runs in scoring position. An infield single. The ball got Butera's glove. Did it hit the dirt first? That'll help decide whether it was a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Well, you know what?
It's got to be a wild pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to matter if they can just get the W. That's all that matters. Melky Cabrera in right has 9 outfield assists. We know Alex, he's got 8. They all can throw. Hope it doesn't come down to that. Luke Powell, good speedy runner. No middle infielder near him. He can get a huge lead. Herrera's got to find a way to strike him out and pop him up.
Two and 2. Late inning drama in every game. Got him.
Yes.
A strikeout of Chad Pinder ends the game. And the Royals win it 7-6. And they take the series 2-1.
El Toro! Olé! Let's go home. Wow. That was a nail biter. 3 hours and 37 minutes for the 35th come from behind victory of the Royals. Alex, way to drive the bus today. Way to come through for your guys. That's what we're talking about. Our Honda play of the game. Alex getting that big hit. Not only pulling him over, but getting him over and in. Escobar bringing the winning mail home. That's right. Love fest going on here. Heading home back to the K. 4-4 road trip. They salvaged.
Long trip. 3 cities, 8 games. It began with 2 disappointing games in St. Louis. But in the end, the Royals finish at 4-4. They're back to 2 games above 500. And the grinding stretch of 20 games in 20 days comes to an end. The Royals have a day off in Kansas City tomorrow. Let's go down to the field. Here's Joel.
All right, Alex Gordon with 2 go-ahead RBIs in this one. The last one stands. How tough was last night, and how much did it help just to be able to get back that quickly and right at it here this afternoon?
You know, any of those games are tough when you lose a game like that. But, you know, you got to give credit to Oakland. Both the teams, the last 2 games just battling back and forth. It was, you know, a pretty well-fought battle. And, you know, thankfully today we were able to come out on top.
You know, it's never going to be easy. We know that. But just to be able to grind through those at-bats. You had some long at-bats last night, too. Did you get a sense that you were feeling a little bit more comfortable today?
I don't care. I mean, let's just win games. That's all that matters. So I'm just trying to play hard. Whatever happens, happens. And it's all about winning games. That's the way, you know, everybody should look at it. So we're just coming out here working hard, and hopefully we come out on top every day.
You end up with a 500 road trip, too. You can't control the schedule, but 20 games in 20 days is not easy for anyone. How nice will it be just to have that off day and recharge a little bit?
Yeah, we got a long flight ahead of us, but thankfully we have a day off. We got a couple days off coming up, and then a pretty long stretch to finish the season. So hopefully we can freshen up and make a late run and enjoy the postseason again.
Great job on the win today.
All right, thank you.
Alex Gordon with a couple of RBIs, and not really a surprise there, guys. Just taking it nice and calm. Plenty of work still to be done.
This was it against Blake Trinan in the top of the 9th inning, scoring Alcides Escobar, who had doubled. The A's got the tying run at second base with 2 outs, but Kelvin Herrera strikes out Chad Pinder. We'll be right back.